I think I've heard of Go before. I think our friend Ian Peake plays Go.
Again, not surprising.
No. Okay.
When he's not writing short stories.
Paul Ludo Lewis going on writers' retreats. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about his writer.
He was got no value for anyone who's listening.
No, that's fine, because none of our circle of friends listens to this, but the people that do listen to this will know what we mean when we say that he's the sort of bloke that goes on a writer's retreat. So there you go.
Right, and this last one's from Paul Ludo Lewis, and actually we'll return to this a little bit later on in the show with a bit more, but this was a really great, well, bittersweet message we got, but a really great one, but all the same, he sent to us during the week. He said, "Hi guys, not been in touch with the show much recently. I have been listening though. Congrats on the 100th show. Sadly, my mum lost her battle with cancer last month. I just thought I'd let you know how amazing the club Widnes have been. My mum pre-ordered a Magic shirt, which the club are taking in the kit bag to get the team to sign, and even more exciting, they have asked me on the pitch to hand over the £40,000 cheque to the Sir Bobby Robson charity. They have been amazing, to be honest."
That's a wonderful thing to have Paul get in touch with us over as well. I saw the picture on Facebook of him handing over the cheque. Did you see it?
Yeah, I've seen bits of it.
Fantastic.
And his name was dropped in by Eddie as well on the coverage. He didn't say Paul Ludo Lewis. I was a bit disappointed. I was like, who's Paul Lewis? Oh, our guy, our mate.
Disappointed. We know we're a bit more in the know than Sky, though, aren't we? That's the thing.
But we'll come back to Paul's experience at Magic later on, because this was sent to us before the weekend, and we've got a little bit more details of it after the weekend. But just to say, our condolences to Paul,
his
family, and all of those people. But sounds like the club and her son has done his mum proud.
Yeah, it certainly does. So, thank you. Okay, thanks for getting in touch, Paul. Right, that's the feedback and shout-outs taken care of for the 101st time. Let's take a look now at news from around the world of rugby league.
Are you going to do a count like every week now?
No.
All right.
It's not even your 101st time, though, is it? So, for my 101st
it's the 101st time.
Let's take a look now at news from around the world of rugby league. Okay, so to news from around the world of rugby league then, and we'll start up in Greater Manchester, where Salford owner Marwan Koukash has branded RFL officials as unfit for purpose and is attempting to force a vote of no confidence in the governing body's board. Salford were recently docked 6 points for alleged salary cap transgressions, which the club are set to challenge, but Koukash insists that this has nothing to do with his call for a vote of confidence. They are not fit for purpose. We invest millions into rugby league and want what is best for the sport. I have been in the sport for 4 years, and commercially the game has gone backwards in that time. My biggest fear is that in 2 years' time, when the new television deal kicks in, the NRL salary cap will be 3 times that of Super League, and I hear that they will be increasing the size of their squads from 25 to 32. Said Koukash. Koukash believes that there is support for a vote of no confidence in the RFL. There is a lot of support, he said. It's something I will be working very hard on. I believe it's the right time. It's now or never. In the past, there have been many cases to do a similar thing, and it reminded me of a snowball effect. It grows, you leave it, and it melts, and you have to start again. I'm not sure that's what the snowball effect is, Marlon, but there you go. The future of the sport lies in the hands of 12 chairmen of Super League. Super League should have full control of its finances, its compliance unit, refereeing, and the lot. I'm talking about a split. I think it will happen. I believe I just need a majority vote. I have no intention of being the leader of the move. I'm probably the least experienced chairman. I need their backing. This was all Koukash, by the way, not me, although I would agree with him that he is definitely the least experienced chairman. Koukash has accused the RFL of failing to manage and monitor the Super League salary cap properly. Well, they certainly seem to in the case of Salford. He has claimed that Salford were over the cap for the combined sum of around £51,000 in 2014, but have been found guilty of being over by £94,200. That's all right then. He said the Red Devils were over the cap for a period of 8 days and not the 108 days claimed by the RFL. I believe it was a totally administrative mistake on our part, Koukash said. But again, the RFL knew about this more than a year ago. Why wait until the end of last year to start an investigation? To bring it and charge it now when we are getting our house in order is disgusting, to say the least. If I've made a mistake, I'll accept the punishment. Fuck off, you absolute stitch-up merchant. I've lost my face now. If I've made a mistake, I'll accept the punishment, but for sure, I did not do anything wrong. Koukash also claims another Super League club was over the salary cap in 2014, which the RFL knew about, but no action was taken. The Salford
He
chairman...
claims the other club was over by over 150,000, and it was known to the RFL, but no action was taken. But anyway...
Oh, okay.
no clubs were named, no circumstances were presented to that.
No. Well, I would...
And I would suggest someone who doesn't understand that paying rent for players' properties should be included in the cap figure for that player does not fully understand the salary cap.
Yes.
And that would mean maybe he doesn't understand what was going on in another club. Maybe they had exemptions through international players, or maybe there was players who've been there a certain length of time, so they don't count as much against the cap. But that sort of thing. There could be any reason.
Any number of factors. Well, let's wait till the end.
He wouldn't understand.
Let's wait to the end of this little essay before we both vent our spleens on Marwan Koukash, because I sense this might be coming. Right, the Salford chairman further claimed that Kevin Locke may have made his Super League debut in 2014 when he was unregistered because of a mistake by the RFL. Koukash also hit out against the RFL by pointing a finger at expansion overseas, and specifically the Catalan Dragons, questioning the number of overseas stars they have and what benefit they bring to Super League. When I look at their players closely, I notice there are at least 9 overseas players, and I'm not counting Broughton or Myler. Good, because they're European and can apply their trade wherever they want. Koukash said 9 non-European players when every team is only allowed 7. So how are they allowed only 9? Rugby league is a small village, and for us owners, we get offered players who have got somewhere else. Who have to go somewhere else. Every agent will shop a player around. After our game, I put a value down as to what I thought the Catalans' starting 13 was worth, and it was worth more than £1.825 million. What have we achieved in investing so much money in France? We contribute to their local economy. When our fans go over there, they must contribute at least 10 million to the local economy, but their team doesn't bring any fans here at all, nor is the number of French players playing in the team. The 65% we were told it would be, but for the RFL, the Catalans is their baby. We look at the disciplinary actions, like what Dave Taylor has done to our players, and we just say it's okay. But if one of our players has done it to one of theirs, the punishment would have been a lot more severe. I have nothing against the Catalan Dragons, evidently. It's the governing body who allows them to get away with things like this. Catalan Dragons chairman Bernard Gauch sent an audacious response. Dear Marwan, I'm not going to bother. We are used to getting better manners from the chairman and owners of other Super League clubs. We are delighted with your arrival in our sport. As we did 10 years ago, you have brought a new impulse to the competition. I'm available to discuss with you about how we negotiate contracts with players and their agents and our ability to fill our stadium. I invite you to spend a few days in Perpignan to discuss this together. I'm sure a journey in the south of France will calm your anger. The entire Catalan Dragons club wish you and all the clubs, their fans, an enjoyable weekend at the unique and amazing experience that is the Magic Weekend. Another claim made by Koukash was that they were given a payment by the RFL to move an away fixture against a top side at short notice against their wishes. Presumably this was the Wigan game in round 3 that was brought forward a day because they had a fixture clash at the DW, and the RFL had ignored when...
I can't spell Wigan at all.
Sorry, who's Ian? When Wigan had made their fixture request before the 2016 schedule was devised. It is believed that 7 out of the 12 Super League clubs would need to support Koukash to force a vote of no confidence in the RFL. Wakefield chairman Michael Carter says Salford owner Koukash has some genuine issues with the RFL that need resolving, but doesn't believe a Super League split will happen. He said, I think Marwan's got some issues that need resolving. I don't think that will lead to a breakaway of rugby league clubs. The issues that he's got can be resolved without going to the sort of to that sort of nth degree. There you go. So we got some feedback in on a lot of the stuff that we had on Marwan Koukash. Based on reports by Total RL and the League Express, it does seem unlikely that Koukash will get the support he needs to instigate a breakaway. So, feedback, Mark.
Yeah, well, quite a lot of people got in touch on this topic, unsurprisingly. Simon Thrussell, who is at Nuven Lad. Anyway, so this is a new name on me, but thanks for getting in touch, Simon. He said, Marwan Koukash is only bothered about himself and his club, although I do agree with his idea in principle, the RFL are not fit for purpose. Caroline Green another new one, she said, no detailed or credible alternatives proposed. Chairmen are self-interested and not well placed to govern the sport.
Agreed.
Lisa, at Rugby League Lisa Shed. So if he's right and he's got majority support, what's next for us in the Championship?
Well, Lisa's a Bulls fan.
Yes, of
So
course.
I'm assuming that's... well, if he's right and he's got majority support, it depends what the breakaway league decide to do about promotion and relegation.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. It could be that they keep things the same. They could go back to a 1 up, 1 down. They could...
We're literally less
They could
than...
go to licensing and just be a closed shop, in which case you bang your heads against the glass ceiling for a few years.
We're literally less
There are
than
no
18
answers.
months removed from the end of the licensing period,
Yeah.
and already we're having to have a conversation again whether licensing might be a better way for sport to grow commercially.
Well, there you
It's
go.
crazy that it flipped around so fast. Paul Campbell, he said, do you not think he has the support of other chairmen? Otherwise, there would be no point in his press conference.
Well, I'll get to this in broader strokes, but I'm pretty sure that no one is a bigger fan of Marwan Koukash's voice than Marwan Koukash. So, regardless of whether or not he has the support or not, I feel like he felt he needed to keep himself in the public eye, vent his spleen a little bit, and therefore call a press conference where he just made random wittering statements at certain times.
I think it's the exact opposite of what Paul suggested. I think he called the press conference because he doesn't have the support.
Yeah.
Because he wants to
Put pressure.
get his message out there, be the focal point, draw attention to him ahead of the Magic Weekend and his issues and his agenda. So then he'll have an opportunity to talk to other clubs about it.
Yeah.
I think this was choreographed because of a lack of support. Not in that other clubs might not get on to support him, but I don't think he had garnered any of that support yet.
Yeah.
I don't think, like Caroline was saying, I don't think he came to it with any details or alternatives or plans or anything like that. He just threw words out there about governing our own finance and our own compliance unit and our own referees. I think he's just throwing words out there.
Yeah. I think he's been on RFLfans.com and just found people's gripes, and then he's vented them. It was all entirely groundless. There was no alternative suggested. There was just, I don't like this.
Yeah, Brian Davies, he said he's a self-publicist who is using the media spotlight of Magic Weekend to get more airtime.
Yeah.
Chris Macy said discussions do certainly need to be opened about the issues in the sport, but is this really the way to do it? He clearly doesn't have any support just yet. He may gain enough support, but he's being very naive, totally disregarding the other two pro leagues and the whole amateur setup, very ignorant of what goes on outside the Super League, it would seem. Don't get me wrong, though, it's nice issues are getting raised. Sam Rowlett said, it's getting rather boring now, this look at me, I hate the RFL, so should everyone else approach. Another one from Brian, he said, Love Catalan's offered to tell Marwan how to negotiate contracts and fill a stadium, and Tim Griffiths on that theme said, who would win in a fight between Bernard and Marwan?
Bernard.
I would have loved it someone to pop up with a Punch and Judy type thing outside Magic Weekend of the two of them.
That's it, going at each other. Yeah. Look.
It depends how big the ring is, I think.
Yeah.
Because
I was going to go serious. I thought, what are you on about?
I would imagine Marwan would have a little bit more ring craft because he seems a little bit more mobile on his feet than Bernard.
Probably.
But if he gets in that zone of terror, that Bernard could sort of, control.
Well, Bernard can wield an implement as well. This is a butcher. This is a man who knows how to handle a blade. So
not squeamish when it comes to
he's not
blood
at all.
either.
He's not at all. I think you'd see a flayed man. And Bernard. I think one of the ways that Catalans do negotiate contracts is slaughterhouse visits, isn't it? So maybe that's what's keeping prices down in the south of France.
I would like to point that on his scrap of paper, Dr. Marwan Koukash, that he came up with a nominal, completely hypothetical and out of his own view of those players.
Yeah.
This is a man who spent above the full salary cap on a team that finished second bottom in 2014.
So he's not the best judge of what people are worth.
Bottom in the end?
No, 2014.
No, there was the relegation season,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
So they finished the next side up, whatever. They finished in the bottom four.
Yeah.
A bottom four that included an abject London Broncos and a serious
the Bradford Bulls that was being run by, I don't know, the inhabitants of a clown car. Yeah.
And so, I don't trust his figures in terms of valuing players.
He's certainly not the best judge, is he?
And
although to be fair, he does Brian Noble helping him out at that point.
I don't know if you've seen well, I know you haven't seen the press conference.
No.
It's Love Rugby League have posted Andy Riley's video of it,
right?
And you can watch that, and it's about half an hour long or so. And the bulk of it is taken up by Marwan Koukash putting up incomprehensible sums that do not add up on a flowchart. That basically he he admits to paying for 2 players' rents